My name is Özlem Doğanikici, and the students at Newark know me as Dr. Oz. I'm an assistant professor of chemistry and biochemistry at OSU Newark. Specifically, we focus on making inhibitors for the 20S proteasome, which is a validated multiple myeloma target. Because proteases are abundant and can be found in many different kingdoms of life, we can have drugs that are used for cancer and these types of diseases, or we can have antifungal agents, antibacterials. Depending on what your target protease is, we can modify our research. Multiple myeloma cells are known to overexpress, clean up the tumor cells, use a lot of proteasome. So if you block the activity of the proteasome, you actually block the tumor cells from proliferating. So that slows the onset of the disease. Right now there are drugs currently out there, but they do have side effects. So I'm proposing that our warhead will not inhibit any off-target enzymes, so we will have fewer side effects.
So I'm Kayla Casper. I'm from Granville, Ohio. My major is in chemistry. So I went to OSU Newark because all my family started there. It was close to where I live in Granville. I took Gen Chem with Dr. Oz my sophomore year. It was the first time I'd ever taken chemistry. I really liked her as a teacher and I was interested in chemistry, and so I kept in contact with her, and that's how I got involved in doing research.
Our relationship starts in the general chemistry class and the labs that I teach. I try to develop, a good relationship with all my students, and eventually, as the topics proceed, I get to talk about reaction kinetics and all. Then all of a sudden I start talking about enzymes and how cool they are and all that. So that's my recruitment method in the class. And I guess the ones who are determined to do research are more serious, and we kind of click personality-wise. They come and find me, and then we start working together.
My name is Courtney Werner. I'm 21 years old, and I'm studying microbiology. I'm from Pickerington, Ohio. Dr. Oz is a really fun professor. When she would lecture in class, she would always get so excited, and she'd be like, "Oh, today we're learning orbitals or something." You'd be like, "You're excited about learning orbitals," but it's really hard not to catch on to that and be excited when you're in her class as well, because she makes it fun.
My name is Matthew Schechter. I'm 19 and I'm a sophomore at OSU studying neuroscience, and I'm from Columbus. Since there are such scarce opportunities for research at the main campus, I knew that I had a contact through her. But it was also because of her great teaching styles and stuff like that I was interested. And some other people I knew had talked to her about this before and were doing research with her. So I was like, this is a great opportunity to jump on. And along with that, the stuff that I knew that she was getting into was really interesting too. So
my name is Lucy Fowler. I am 19 years old, current sophomore here, a biology major, and I'm from Columbus, Ohio. So I had her for 1210 chemistry, and she had mentioned it in class one time that she was doing that, and I had emailed her regarding if she ever needed any assistance at all, and she had responded, and I met over the summer with her to discuss it, and just seemed very interesting, so kind of drew me in.
She asked me if I wanted to do drug discovery research with her, and I said yes. I was really excited. I really didn't know what I'd be doing because I'd never heard of research, so I wasn't sure if I'd be washing her dishes or what, but I was really happy about it. So imagine my surprise when I found out I was actually making some of the compounds.
You know a lot of people who are older than me in the same major as me that don't have the same experiences because they're just not as, they don't have the connections and stuff like that. So it was very fortunate for me to go to the Newark campus because it gave me all these deep connections with the university that I wouldn't have had otherwise. And I'm very grateful for it.
It's affirmed what I want to do because I like being in the research field and just working with different chemicals and working with people just to help people. It's great.
I actually knew a lady who had multiple myeloma, and so when I started doing research with Dr. Oz, I would talk to her about it a little bit. So that made it kind of personal because I knew someone that had the disease.
You know, when you're little, you always say, "Oh, I'm going to be an astronaut," or "Oh, I'm going to do these big, crazy things." And to actually be a part of a team that could possibly cure cancer is pretty amazing.
It would be absolutely amazing to, as an undergraduate student, be part of a research team that would stop, like be part of a program that could potentially be groundbreaking, like is stopping cancer or something like that. No.
Cancer runs in my family, so it's just a very prone disease everywhere. So to be able to have to work with it and try to figure out anything that we could do regarding like progressing towards a cure is just so like amazing. I recommend Newark to anyone just because it's such a great campus. Like it's so small and like you can have one-on-one experience with professors and get this relationship where you can now have like networking and you get to be able to do research, which is amazing. Like it's hard to like get into that. So to be able to go to a campus where you can have that one-on-one and like get to know your professors, and I mean it's open up a lot more opportunities than you'd expect.